Hello. I'm the Angrynator and I'm not doing this. You can't make me watch this god-awful movie, okay? I'm not doing it.
Well, I guess it's time to look at yet another rip-off movie, but this is unlike any other rip-off movie you've seen before. This is just the worst. The movie barely has a plot, it rips off more in one movie, and there's nothing redeeming about this. You thought Chopcake Panda was bad?
Well, you don't know shit then. Let's take a look at Spider's Web. Pig's Tail.
The movie shows us some really early CG animation that is really bad. And we're introduced to the cast, which is Walter the protagonist, Wigglesworth the snobby horse, and I think his wife, the two spiders Tiffany the voice of reason and a sassy lady, Crystal the other spider, yeah, that's about as much information as we get, Esther Walt's mother and various other characters like a really disturbing chicken.
Let us reflect on our many blessings.
That's the Barnyard cast. No, not that Barnyard. You know what? Can't we just watch that movie instead? That one is at least not that obnoxious. Although both movies features a crazy chicken. Huh. I smell another movie this one ripped off.
Apparently on this farm, Sir Wigglesworth and the other horses believe themselves to be superior to the other residents like the spiders.
From the noble horse to the small and lowly bugs.
Hear, hear!
But not before long, the bickering between spiders and horses halted by us cutting to Walter eating grub. And Gilbert, a wasp who believes it is a bee, have a nice conversation.
How's it going, Gilbert? Not too well.
Whoa, buddy, stay back. This isn't a 3D movie. Wait. Is it a 3D movie? Nope, not 3D.
Which begs the question, why is Gilbert up in our fucking faces? But not before long, yet another disturbance is coming along in the form of a wasp who tries to convince Gilbert.
You act like a bee.
I am a bee.
No, you're a wasp. Like me.
I am not a wasp.
But
Yet another disturbance closes the conversation to this time Wigglesworth shoos the wasp away.
Shoo, shoo.
Look, later, pal.
you see where I'm going with this?
It's hard to follow the movie when every time they obviously want to put in exposition, they back out of it.
Just imagine Batman and Robin, that scene where they tells us all about the disease. What if it went like this?
After his wife contracted a rare disease, McGregor's syndrome, he hoped to freeze her in a cryogenic sleep.
Look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Don't go all protective on me. It's not gonna happen
You
again.
were reckless, and you almost got killed by freeze.
Good night, Master Bruce.
Makes sense! Although the movie would be significantly shorter. You know what? Let them cut corners. The more they cut, the faster we can move on with our lives.
Not before long, Esther Walt's mother enters the surprisingly boring backdrop, only to find out
My pie. Here's what happened. Beneath falling leaves, the pie was vulnerable.
Whoa!
Pie-loving thieves.
What the hell is that? We're not even like 5 minutes in the movie and already are they bursting into a rap song? Yeah, and even bad rap at that. You know, so bad it's worse than usual. How that is possible, I don't know.
the rap features pie-stealing aliens and something along those lines. And of course, Walt, who we actually saw eating the pie not too long ago, mucks up and tells us it was a cherry pie.
How do you know it was a cherry pie?
Yeah, no comment. You all know what kind of movie it is by now. Hey ya kids, don't lie. If you do lie, your mother and father are going to molest you by making you watch this movie. And trust me, no kid deserves those scars.
Before this is clarified, Wigglesworth burst into pretty deep tinfoil hat alien conspiracy theory.
Moreover, when an extraterrestrial arrives on Earth, he or she will, no doubt, choose to make contact with the most advanced life form.
Yeah, it's, well, pretty damn stupid.
For a snobby, classy guy, he sure knows how to sound dumb.
Amen.
I mean, not that theorizing about aliens is dumb, it's a fun activity to try once in a while. But the fact that he burst out all this because of a child rapped about it, that is where it gets stupid.
Stretching the truth sometimes helps keep everyone happy.
Yeah, I seriously don't know what to say. I mean, altering the truth isn't quite as bad as people make it out to be. Seriously, how many of you has exaggerated on your resume, huh?
After a long lesson about why not to lie, we're introduced to the villain simply called Neumann Gerard.
I'm Norman Gerard.
Great name, guys. He's a rattlesnake because...
Oh, mine. Hello?
Any one of you found that funny? Well, good, because it's a running gag till the very end, so buckle up, people, we're in for a rattly ride.
So the snake tries to encourage Walter to lie even more. And it so accidentally happens that Walter waltzes into his mother's favorite vase.
What was that? Walt, you broke my favorite pot.
Or her favorite pot. I thought it looked like a vase, but oh well, CG is so bad, I bet they can't even tell the difference.
Emerging alone, a ghostly phantom spirit rose up.
Yeah, this time it's ghosts, people. And of course, Tiffany tries to tell the truth, but anti-spider Sir Wigglesworth comes up with yet another long explanation.
Tiffany forces us to spend valuable time refuting her spidery version of events. Did a ghost destroy Esther's pot? Do ghosts even exist? Perhaps, but there is little concrete evidence.
While insulting Tiffany, of course. You know what? I'm beginning to think that horse really doesn't like spiders.
I believe in ghosts.
Why, Penny?
I see dead chickens. I see dead people.
Seriously, people, that joke is so old that my manager just called me to withdraw my sponsorship. Yeah, that is how old it is. How my manager managed to wire up a connection between 2006 and 2018, I seriously don't know.
Well, right after this obnoxious, annoying lie, Walter goes straight to the next one about his homework.
My homework?
Why a pig has homework, I don't know.
No, the dog didn't eat my homework. The homework, it ate the dog.
Oh, come on, that is just so...
It did not take long. The homework ate Spot quickly. Now I hate ping pong.
Damn terrifying.
Just look at that dog, it's scared stiff. So stiff, you would think the animators forgot to animate it.
But I tell you, that is fear.
We are followed by the chicken crying for its lost cousin who is now believed to be eaten by homework. It happens.
The homework must have eaten Henry.
Yeah, let's move on.
After all of this, Sir Rattlesnake, it feels like every time a character leaves the scene and reappears, you've forgotten their names. Anyway, Sir Rattlesnake offers Walter an opportunity of a lifetime, meaning he's going to be a star in...
Viber Wood. Yeah, apparently in this universe where humans do exist, since we clarified they ate the chicken. Thank God for that. The snakes are still running showbiz though.
Homework did not eat Henry. The farmer did.
Walter of course agrees and they are now on their way to stardom.
It looks cheap. Really, really cheap. And also, how can the snake drive?
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
You said it! It got no arms, it got no legs. How in the world can it drive?
After a little while of monotonous driving, we finally arrive at the first destination, the 2-star motel. A charming little place.
Welcome to the 2-star motel.
Oh, yeah!
Here we have...
What the hell is that?
Well, whatever it is a child who's stuck on the roof and can't get down. Don't ask why. While they discuss whether or not to help it, the snake obviously doesn't have time for this.
Poor little dear. Come down. Come down. No.
Get off this roof. It'll be okay.
So they used the good old scare technique to get the alien down. Which apparently exists in this universe now. That raises a lot of questions.
And that's it for this scenario. It turns out that the Snake Mac Rattle doesn't have a valid credit card and they are forced to sleep somewhere else.
The card's rejected.
There must be some mistake.
Which means that they of course barges in on the aliens since they owe them. Of course. Which the Doofenstein agrees to, but there's one condition.
How do you turn this on?
No! Don't turn that TV on!
Why? I got no idea.
Hey, what's going on?
My foot! The house is collapsing!
This place is a madhouse. Let's go!
No, Gerard, we've caused this mess. We can't leave.
You know those things that are obviously nightmare fuel? Yeah. They all originated from this. Every single one of them.
Well, obviously, the alien don't think that they should stay, mainly because they wrecked the entire house by the TV coming alive.
Man, that sounds weird.
So they are off to Viperwood once again, and of course the snake McRattlefish forgot to fill the fuel tank.
1 second. Walt, fill her up.
What? No, we haven't paid.
I'm going to pay.
I actually believe that scene is older than my grandparents.
Anyway, they manages to...
We got another pump and run!
Followed by... whatever that is. You know, I find it rather odd that half the time I'm questioning whatever that animal is supposed to be, and the other half I'm kinda questioning myself why I decided to watch this today.
Well, these armored wheeled devils is on hot pursuit of our...
You know, calling them heroes? Robin Hood and the like are turning in their graves when we do that. So... our... persons none of us really cares for.
Whoa!
Okay, what country is this? In what country does a gas station supply themselves with freaking missiles?
But all luck would have it, Tiffany can spin a steel wire so she can crawl over there and scare them.
Yeah, because velocity and speed, wind, you know, basically everything in the entire universe says that this is sort of implausible.
We then finally arrives at Viperwood and it's not impressive. Either is the pun. I mean, Flintstones much? Here Walter Pembroke III, that is his actual name, is set up for various auditions, the first one singing for 10 minutes straight underwater.
Yeah, because show business is tough?
But unlike what you would think, Walt is not having trouble breathing or anything like that. Seriously, a tiny brain like his probably doesn't need much air anyway.
No, not really. He's actually having more trouble with the fish.
Look out! Fishing! Ow! Ow!
Well, like so many times in this movie, Tiffany saves the day and Walt fails at impressing anyone.
What a surprise!
What a twist!
No, not a twist, dude. If he, however, impressed someone, that would sort of be a twist.
Oh, hello? Yes.
Next up we see Pickington audition for a TV show.
Explosions! Violence!
Blood.
But I want to offer something educational.
Huh?
Wait a minute. What?
I want viewers to learn something.
This snake's going to be out of a job soon.
Okay, was this movie made today? Because that is how I feel today's television is. Just a bunch of explosions and nothing to be learned. True, forced education is not a good idea. I mean, when you force education into something, you get something sort of like this.
Now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
The Transformers!
But on the other hand, if you completely ignore education, you get something sort of like this.
Waffles, waffles, waffles.
I mean, find some middle ground, or, you know what, just stick with forced education. That is at least somewhat fun to watch.
The TV show in mention is the Purple Adder's favorite pastime, Paddle Whacker.
Is it okay for me to play this? I mean, Paddle Whack, it kinda writes itself.
Well, funny enough, the pig is asked color questions.
Pigs are colorblind.
Well, that is indeed false. Pigs do see colors. In fact, they are probably some of the animals who can see the most colors, having a dichromatic vision.
Anyway, Walt is asked the dumbest question of all.
Is an octopus brown, yellow, pink, or green?
Well, gee, I don't really know. I mean, there are so many different species, and even some of them can change their pigment to better hide.
I could have said any color.
Yes.
No shit, really? That is the answer? That is just stupid. This whole show... No. This whole movie is fucking dumb.
Oh yeah, before we move on to the next scene, if the contestant answers wrong, he gets whacked by this flying laughing paddle.
I don't even think that Malice's world is as fucked up as this. And that world is supposed to be fucked up. Well, that was odd and unnecessary.
We then cut to the next gig, which is a Japanese movie.
Hi, hi.
And of course they try and recreate Lost in Translation, but only saw as much as the title screen. So you might have guessed that the Japanese director and the pig cannot understand each other, and instead of I don't know hire a translator, it only seems fitting that he only hires Japanese speaking actors.
Because the movie is supposedly not in Japanese. Or is it? You know what? I actually don't know what it is.
There's ninjas and hi and explosions.
Oh. Well... Bacon, anyone?
Put that cookie down!
Hey, I said bacon, you dimwit, not cookie. Gee. It's like my jokes for this movie saw the title and just decided to give up.
Well, Walt is sent to the hospital and is currently resting, that is, until...
And if you didn't catch the talking, moving, rampaging...
TV back at the motel showed a commercial about a pig slaughter in Viperwood.
So come to Linkstown for the best sausages.
And guess where this movie is headed now? I smell predictability.
To be honest, Viper Max Snakington does a decent job at persuading Walt. As good a job as Dumbledore does at keeping his students alive.
Seriously, of all the schools in the entire universe, I still believe that Hogwarts has the highest kill count.
Well, as dumb as Walt is, he's rapping about the barnyard while he's grabbed and transported to the meat grinder, or sausage maker.
Whatever I do, there's one thing I know. I'll always be true to my barnyard roots.
Which, by the way, also is alive. Yeah, because that is fucking necessary. We got aliens and living machines. What is this? Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive? By your terrible acting skills, I believe you.
By the way, before you ask, those sunglasses are actually blindfold, so that is why he doesn't notice that he is in danger. And I guess they tried to say that he's rapping so loud that he can't hear it either.
But with aliens and sentient machinery? I don't question the small details.
Speaking of small details, the bee, which has been here all along, barges in along with the spiders to save the day.
First of all, stung right in the neck? Ouch. This makes the snake unable to answer his phone because he can't feel the buzz anymore. And therefore he's done in this city. Oh, and also the wasp indeed realizes it was a wasp.
My stinger did not fall out! I guess that means I am not a bee.
Nope, you're a wasp.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Because that is what this movie is all about. Realizing you are a wasp instead of a bee. What, you thought it was stay true to where you're from or lying never solves anything? Yeah, right, get real. With such a strange and surreal movie, do you really believe that?
Anyway, the animals are back on the farm and the wasp realizes it has a friend in the other wasp.
Shoo, shoo.
You shoo.
Andre's my friend, Wigglesworth.
You can't be serious.
Because the movie is about only being friends with your own race and or species. Is that really such a good message?
And Walt tells the truth, and of course Charlotte... Oh, sorry, I mean Tiffany stars her own TV show.
Yeah, she's the star of the show. The show she hated, mind you. Because, well, the paddlewack killed the old host.
Welcome to the new Paddlewackier, where knowledge is good.
And even though the show hosts are normally not supposed to pick a side, she picks a side.
When you combine two triangles, you get a diamond.
No, you don't. Well, Not all the time. Sometimes you can arrange them into a bigger triangle. Or maybe even a star.
We then have the credits with all the strange creatures bouncing to the jazz.
Thank goodness it's over. I personally don't think I could have lasted much longer.
It's clear as day as of why this is a bad, even for 2006 was this shit. Horribly animated and looked the same, the story is literally nowhere, you could watch paint dry and get a bigger, more in-depth story. Seriously, how many movies has succeeded in this story? Oh, stardom, here we come. I think Nickelodeon even made a sitcom based on this concept, that is how bad it is. The characters are beyond forgettable. Every time I should write their names, I had to look them up. There is nothing that distinguishes them from cardboard. There's no passion, the Angrynator-show is terrible, the whole plot is lame. I might say though, it's a good movie to punish children with, but then again, I wouldn't recommend doing that. The mental scars are deep. The whole entire movie feels like one of those fever nightmares you had as a kid. Mine usually looked like the Brothers Grunt, but had I been a millennial child, this would probably be my fever nightmare.
It's gross, it's creepy, it's a fucking waste of your fucking time and fucking money. I'm the Angrynator terminating bad movies for your entertainment.